It was August, and it was in between heavy rains. The monsoons were at its peak. So I was a little bit skeptical whether to take my motorcycle or my car for our trip to Digha. Finally, I did decide to take my motorcycle, more so when the weather seemed to be a little bit sunny a day before my ride started. I did ride during rains previously, but I was never this much prepared, or I was never so much sure that yes, I would have to ride amidst heavy rainfall during my this particular monsoon ride. It was actually surprising that it turned out to be rather sunny when I left.
The road that takes me outside Kolkata leads through two main flyovers, the Burma and the AJC Post flyover. This Burma especially is my favorite road in this city. The timestamp while recording was not set correctly. It was morning and probably my dizziness had made me take a wrong turn, so I struggled a bit to find my way to AJC from Burma. After AJC Post Road, it's just a matter of a few minutes until I reach Vidyasagar Setu. And every single time I travel across this bridge, I know that my favorite place lies just below me, that is the Princep Ghat. The Princep Ghat is magical. Do visit it if you haven't. This was my first ride I recorded using my helmet cam, and so the side mount was not adjusted to a better angle. Next time I will ensure there's a better view. The Kona Expressway from Kolkata Bridge takes you to Digha. Here at Kolkata Bridge, it is probably one of the few places in India where motorcycles have to pay toll taxes. Just saying, because the tax is just 5 rupees, but I feel the effort wasted to stop and pay just 5 is too much. This was the second time I was riding a motorcycle to Digha. Last time, another friend accompanied me on his bike, but this time he opted to take a car. Apart from me, the 5 of them in this trip were accompanying Sumalya in his car. The highway from Kolkata to Kolaghat is pretty good. You can have a decent speed and cover the stretch in a pretty short time. As for me, I love cruising and occasionally trying to speed up a bit when the roads allow me to.
Then again, open roads equals open throttle, and it's really hard to keep a tab on your speed. I try my best, but The best thing about riding is the sense of freedom when you are on your bike. All sorts of thoughts cross your mind, and you just can't stop thinking about her who is always in your head. The ride taken is to free yourself from shackles which you never thought could tie you up. Now let's just listen to the song.
While I occasionally drool on the speedo and enjoy my highway ride. It'll be over in a couple of minutes.
After a nearly non-stop highway ride from Kolkata to Kolkata, the Sherry Punjab to the right welcomes you warmly. But on a hot, humid day, riding a motorcycle with the minimum possible riding gear, I had already decided not to take the pains to take a U-turn and wait at Sherry Punjab for my friends. Though I was not sure if my friends had already reached, I decided to rather wait at the dhaba just before the junction where you have to leave the national highway and take the state highway to Kontai.
I used to rule the world. Seas had rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to.
When friends arrived, it was time for breakfast, a few selfies, and some poses with the celebrity, my ride. Soon after, we left Kolaghat for Digha as we wanted to enjoy the rest of the day at the beach. Somalia's car is easily distinguishable with its defense logo at the front and rear windshields. This state highway from Kolkata through Kontai and Digha is good, but not as wide or less congested as a national highway. The result, you get to cover less distance with more time.
Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield. My missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain. Once you've gone, it was never, never an honest word. That was when I ruled the world.
Humidity started crawling up my nerves and it was getting unbearable. Due to the extreme heat and humidity, even my phone shut down a couple of times and I kept restarting it until I realized that probably following the old school way would be better then.
Shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become. Revolutionaries wait for my head on a silver plate, just a puppet on a lonely string. Oh, who would ever want to be king? I hear Jerusalem bells ringing.
A few intermittent short breaks were necessary to cope up with the enervating climate. I thought it would be a monsoon ride, and in turn, it turned out to be a sweaty summer ride. Thank God, I did not even dare to wear my riding jacket. It's good in dry summers, light rains, and cold winters, but humidity is its sworn enemy.
Hear Jerusalem bells ringing. Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield. My missionaries in a foreign field.
The sun above me was just reminding that it was there, shining brightly even when the clouds kept it covered up for the past few days.
Ruled the world.
And then, once you take this right turn from Kontai, it's traffic and congestion mostly. This time, I definitely noticed a difference. The roads were much better than a few months ago when I rode down the same way.
Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I said
I knew that my friends back in the car would take some time to break through the traffic, so I decided to ride slow and easy. Wherever there was a proper shed, I felt like spending a few minutes.
back to the start, running in circles, coming in tails, heads on the sides apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard.
The narrow roads after Kontai, with trees on either side, actually start giving you a good green view, and you could see the rush of tourists from all around this place. The dates we had planned for was 13th, 14th and 15th August, which turned out to be a long weekend. Digha was definitely gonna be very crowded for these 3 days.
I was just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling the puzzles apart. Questions of science, science and progress did not speak as loud as my heart. Tell me you love me, come back and haunt me. Oh, when I rush to the start, running in circles, chasing tails, coming back as we are. Nobody said it was easy. Oh, it's such a